great to win 2 in a row. It's great to follow up the big time win that we had at Madison Square Garden, to come back and to take care of business at home, to finish the non-conference schedule with a win, and to get a win at home. This is a good team that we beat. They've played well all year. They've been coached well. They're very tough, physical basketball team. We got off to a hot start shooting the basketball, and I thought it was maybe a little bit of fool's gold for us. We didn't have the energy that I thought that we would have and that we need to have, really for about the first 24 minutes of the game. And at the under 16 timeout in the first half, or whenever it happened, there was a timeout. We talked about that at the media timeout, just that. And we came out and we started doing it. And we made some plays. Mo made some big-time plays at the basket to kind of energize it. We made some shots, but just as important, our zone was really active, and we forced them into some long shots. We were active. We forced some turnovers, and we were able to get out in transition and get some easy baskets. And then we started playing with the rhythm that's necessary for us to be a good basketball team and be the best basketball team that we can be. I thought some individual performances, obviously Femi to shoot the basketball like he did from 3 and from mid-range, was huge for us. You know, Mo's stat line, it's 2 games in a row where he's played really well. I thought O came in and gave us some really, really good minutes defensively, and then driving and making some passes. And so again, pleased with that. We'll get a much needed break for our guys. They'll get a chance to go home for a few days. And then we'll resume back Christmas Day. That evening we'll get together and then start getting prepared for the next game.
Jeff, as a coach, how do you approach a young player, especially one as important to your team like Femi, when he's coming off of the shooting performance that he had against St. John's? How do you kind of try to talk to him, or maybe keep his confidence up, or talk him through things?
Well, we just talk. We talk. I mean, as long as they're good shots, and guys have to understand what's a good shot for one person may not be a good shot for someone else. Time and score, all those things factor into it. But Femi knows that we have a lot of confidence in him. And sometimes you just don't make shots. And, you know, that happens. And I think, you know, good players have convenient amnesia. You forget about it, and you don't let it affect you. And I'm glad he didn't allow it to affect him today.
Jeff, you often talk about valuing the basketball. You guys only had 6 turnovers in this game. Fewest of the season. What went into that did you see that was different both in the game and how you guys approached it?
Well, I thought, again, we were stronger with the basketball. You know, they didn't really pressure. Like they don't really pressure. They don't pick you up full court or in passing lanes. So we were able to make plays, to make passes and do that without the rest. I was a little bit concerned because in watching them on tape, they've been very aggressive in ball screens. And I think their game plan was to make a shoot. They went under. They backed up. And so I thought that helped us out a little bit. And then when they started to do it, I thought we had counters to it, some things that we worked on, getting rid of the basketball quickly, meeting passes, being strong, making the easy pass, the pass that's right in front of you, and making those plays.
You know, Femi had told us, Jeff, that he had watched the St. John's game 3 times through. I mean, is that, you know, I'm sure for a player like that, with that kind of pride, like it's probably difficult to watch a game like that, but how much is that in line with the guy that you've gotten to know here over the year and a half he's played for you?
Yeah, I mean, that's not a surprise to me, only because, like, it was Madison Square Garden, that's where he's from. And I knew he wanted to have a huge game there. And he did have a huge game, he just didn't make shots. But he was a big-time contributor to us winning that basketball game. And good players have pride, man. You want to go back and you want to see, you want to study the shots. You know, we watch tape collectively as a group. You know, the individual coaches watch tape with their position guys and show them things like that. This is news. I didn't know that Femi watched it 3 times. That's not something that we've talked about, and it's good. I am maybe a little bit surprised by that, but it's something that's a pleasant surprise.
Jeff, from what you've learned about your team so far this year, what makes you think this can be sustainable going forward?
Well, I hope it can be. You know, the thing that we have to have, like, we have to understand who we are. That's the main thing. Like, we have to win ugly. We have to bring teams to the mud. Like, we are very inconsistent, and that may be, you know, a little bit too much, but we're really inconsistent shooting the basketball. That's who we've been all year. We've struggled with turnovers. That's who we've been. But when we play hard and we play together and we play tough and we play smart, we give ourselves a chance to win. And those are the things that have to be there, regardless of if a shot is going in or anything like that. Like, we have to do that. We have to be connected. We have to be tough. Like, we have to do that, and we have to understand that we have to defend. We have to defend collectively as a group, individually. We have to do that, and then we have to finish it with rebound.
Jeff, you mentioned a couple weeks ago about wanting more aggressive play from Mo. Is this what you're talking about that you've seen recently?
Yeah, I mean, these past 2 games, you know, he's played with more force. And it really started with Colgate, that play that he had at the end when we were down 3, when he drove it and got the end one. He played through contact right there. A lot of times Mo has avoided contact. And so to see him attack the rim like he did today was really, really good. You know, look, he'll make a 3. Hopefully he'll make more. But that's something he's inconsistent with. But the things that he can do, he can block shots. He can be active defensively. He can drive, you know, especially when he has bigger guys on him. You know, he can make plays there. And when he's talking and he's active, it just gives us a different look. And that's the main thing that we need from him. And so it's been really good to see him start to play with a little bit more force. And hopefully as we get into conference play, that's something that will continue.
Mo, talk to us about, you know, playing tough, like you said, playing together. You mentioned brick by brick is what you guys always say. How do you feel so far through the season, you know, battling through all this adversity, that the team has bought into your, you know, brick by brick philosophy?
I think they have. Again, like I've said it over and over. Like I'm really proud of how they've continued to show up. It would have been very easy to throw in the towel, you know, for everyone. Not me, but for everyone. Because, you know, at all the things that happened, you know, 2 of your best players, or you thought there would be 2 of your best players, 2 guys that I thought they would be 2 of our top scorers. They're out. Like, we haven't had them. And they're 2 older guys, 2 guys that have pop, 2 guys that can defend, 2 guys that are really competitive. And now all of a sudden that changes the whole dynamic of our team, and we're trying to figure it out on the fly. And then we lose the first 2 games. We come back and we win 2. And then we lose 4 in a row. And then, you know, 2 of them were like gut punches, like in heartbreaking fashion, where you maybe feel like you have it won and then you don't have it won right there at the last second. They've continued to get up. They've continued to get off the mat. They've continued to show up every day, and they've tried to get better. When we lost here to Minnesota, I thought the next couple of practices that we had were maybe 2 or 3 of the best practices we had all year. And we go down to Virginia, and again, gut punch. And again, we came back. We had a positive attitude. They showed up. They were willing to listen and to get better, and we got better. And we won. We didn't handle that correctly after we won, and we didn't have a great performance against a really good Monmouth team. But then through exams, through everything that was going on, we go to Madison Square Garden in that environment, and we're tough. We're together. We fight. We're strong, and we make a play. And then to finish that off here, you know, is something that hopefully we can continue to build on. But again, we have to understand who we are. We have to understand how we have to win. It's not going to be pretty. It's not going to be maybe how we thought it was going to be when we started and we were putting this thing together, and as we were going through September, October, you know, it's not like that anymore. And when we've done that, when we've played that way, we've put ourselves in a position to beat anyone, and that's what we have to be.
How much does it seem like guys have embraced that, Jeff, about having to kind of, you know, muck things up or play it ugly, I guess, for lack of a better term?
They have to, because that's the only way. Like, there's nothing that's pretty about us. You know, we had some pretty plays today, and winning is pretty. Like, the last couple of plays against St. John's were beautiful. And they were defensive things. They were toughness things. This is who we are. Like, this is who we are. And so I think they've accepted it. There's no other choice.
There was at one point you guys went like on a 14-0 run. I think you guys were starting to penetrate. You saw, you know, feeds down to John, kick out to Mo, and he was able to finish. Same thing, Femi drive in. When you started to see that, what did you see from your team in those moments to say, like, was there anything clicking for them that said, hey, like, we can break through what they're trying to do to take away our bread and butter? I
just thought the energy was better. I thought we shared the basketball. We made the correct play. You know, we defended, we rebounded, we were active, we forced turnovers. I just thought it was that. I thought it was that during that stretch where we have to get better. We went up 15, they call timeout, and then we give up a 3, we come down, we miss, and then we foul, and they get 2 free throws. So right away, and that's happened. That's happened to us. It happened against Minnesota, where we had a lead, and all of a sudden there's a timeout, and we come out, and then in less than 2 minutes, it's a tie game. You know, it happened against someone else. It's slipping my mind right now where we had a lead like that, and then all of a sudden we don't. We have to be able to keep our foot on the gas in those moments.
I noticed you had some guys in masks on the bench today. You look around, games are getting canceled. Game in the ACC got canceled. Are you concerned about what this next month, 2 months might look like in that regard?
Yeah, I've been concerned, man. I mean, it's. I'm not one of these guys that think this or has thought at any point that this thing is going away or it's going away. So yeah, I am concerned. I am concerned. We're in a very dangerous time right now, and we need everyone to be safe and just follow whatever protocols that your state or your city or whatever it is there, because we want everyone to stay healthy. Certainly, we want all of our players. I want everyone to stay healthy. For me, it's not just about this. It's about everyone. And so I am concerned, and hopefully, we can make good decisions and see what happens.
How have you seen your guys respond to the challenge of just having to follow those protocols, seeing on the news all the rising numbers, and that's a lot of stress on just kids trying to play basketball.
These young people have been under so much stress, man, the past 2 years. The world has completely changed, and I think they've handled it with incredible strength. I don't know when I was their age if I could have done it. I don't know if I would have had the discipline to do those things back at that time, back when I was 18, because we were a fairly young team, 18, 19, 20 years old. I'd like to think maybe that I could, but I don't know. It's been so much, man, over the past 2 years, so much, and it's still a lot going on right now with this virus. It doesn't seem like it's ever going to end. This may be the new normal, and we just have to adjust. My college coach used to always say, sometimes you just got to play motion offense, and you got to go with it and just see and make the adjustments, wherever the adjustments have to be made, and you have to adapt, and that's what we have to do. They've shown a tremendous strength to be able to adapt. So, Merry Christmas.